Welcome to the world of driving. In this video we would like to give some advice to novice drivers. Unfortunately, it is not always the case that a driving school graduate, having received a driving license, is fully prepared for independent safe driving in the real road conditions. Of course, a lot depends on the professional qualities of the driving instructor, but one way or another, each driver gains experience on their own on public roads. To make the adaptation process faster, we would like to give some advice to such drivers. The first and most important rule for an inexperienced driver is if you're not sure, do not do it. Not sure whether you'll be able to make the turn in time? Stop and wait until you are 100% sure of your maneuver. Remove from the description of you as a driver such as impulsive, daredevil, etc. Are difficult intersection at rush hour stressful? Then choose a different route or leave at a different time when there is not so much traffic. You may spend a little more time, but you'll save your nerves. Maybe you're not sure that overtaking will end safely. No need to overtake, do it when you are sure. Second, do not fuss. Even if they are signaling from behind, do not fuss and do not rush. Perform the maneuver when you are sure it is safe completion, other will wait. If you get into an accident in a hurry, you will have to answer for it, not those who signal it. Therefore, do not pay attention to it and do not respond with rudeness and rudeness. Complete indifference to motorists is the key to success. Third, study the road you are going to drive on. This is best done in a car or public transport sitting next to the driver. You need to memorize things, markings, places to turn and stop, as well as actions. Once you have memorized the road visually, try driving it at night or early in the morning when there are very few cars on the road. Even if you make mistakes, nothing bad will happen. Fourth, think not only for yourself but also for the surrounding drivers. When parking, ask yourself the question, will I interfere with other cars? If the answer is no, then the second question is, am I creating an obstacle for others when maneuvering? If you didn't park properly the first time, don't just leave the car there, make a second pass or move the car to another place. It may be a little further away, but then you will not create a problem for yourself or other people. Fifth, brake in advance and show the drivers behind you that you are braking. Even if it's engine braking, turn on the brake lights. A light touch of the brake pedal already lights up the brake lights, informing the drivers behind you that you are slowing down. Even if the driver behind you has time to react, it's not certain that the one behind him will do the same, and as a result you may be overtaken from behind by both of them at once. Sixth, use the turn signal not at the moment of maneuver, but a few seconds in advance, letting others know about your intention. Remember that traffic rules require to do this 150 to 100 meters outside of the settlements and 50-100 meters in settlements. Seventh, if you need to change lanes and you are not allowed to do so, open the window and ask the driver to let you in with a look gesture. In 99% of cases, you will be allowed into the lane. Do not forget to say thank you with a hazard warning light. 8. Try to predict the surrounding situation. For example, there is a car in front of you in the left lane with the left turn signal on. You are driving in the next lane and there is another car next to you in the left lane. Be prepared for the possibility that it may abruptly move into your lane without seeing you in the blind spot. Ninth, do not forget to monitor the road situation through your rear-view mirrors when driving in a straight line and especially when maneuvering. If a brief glance in the central mirror is usually enough when driving in a straight line, then the side mirrors become the main owns when maneuvering. 10th, be mindful of your blind spot. Another car may be driving there and your maneuver may surprise them. You can control the blind spot with a short turn of the head for just half a second. 11th, in bad weather, keep your car windows and mirrors clean. It will be much more comfortable to drive. 12th, make it a rule to inspect your car before you drive. Just approaching the car, take a look at the wheels and the absence of liquid drips. Periodically look under the hood, check the level of oil and other technical fluids. This will save you from surprises on the road. 13th, in a stream of cars you need to drive at the speed of the stream. If you drive slower than the driver of a white car, then you force the surrounding drivers to make unnecessary maneuvers and get ahead of you, and unnecessary maneuvers are a risk of creating an accident. 14th, if there are 3 lanes on the road, it is better to drive in the middle lane. Then you will not have to change lanes in the left lane because of drivers turning left and in the right lane because of sudden traffic stops. Thus you will reduce the number of maneuvers. 15th, at an intersection where turning from several lanes is lowered, it is easier to turn from a lane where you will not be sandwiched between other traffic. The main thing is to take your time and remember that there is another lane on the side of you. 16th, when stopping at an intersection to turn, keep your wheels straight. If you are hit from behind, you will avoid a head-on collision with oncoming traffic. 17th, do not rush to start driving on a green traffic light without making sure that the maneuver is safe. Remember that you are obliged to give way to vehicles completing the intersection and pedestrians completing the crossing. Also, we have a very developed national sport called riding the yellow light, and this is how it can end. 18th, keep your distance from the car in front of you. We won't go into detail about this, we think you understand what it's for. Just keep your distance. The higher the speed, the more difficult the road conditions, the greater the distance. 19th, if you are flashing your headlights and honking your horn, it's not just for fun. Later, think about the situation and understand what you did wrong. Now, without fuss, assess the situation and make a reasonable decision. In this case, make way from a faster car. Remember the 3DS rule, give way to a fool. 20th, always carry an emergency kit with you. Make sure you have a spare tire and it is inflated. Have a balloon wrench and a jack. Also, an emergency stop sign, a first aid kit and a fixed extinguisher, a reflective vest, wires to start the car from another car's battery, a tow rope, gloves and a torch will not hurt. Once you've taken care of this and hidden everything in the boot, you feel much more comfortable. It is likely that you will need some of these things or someone may need help. And 21st, keep an eye on the road, roadside, pavements, intersection, etc. A pedestrian can run out from there at any time, and if you don't see them now, it doesn't mean they aren't there, especially at night. Similarly, if a bus stops in front of you on the right, slow down. People who get off it may suddenly appear in front of your vehicle. Pay special attention near schools and kindergartens. The children's sign is placed for a reason. In conclusion, we would like to say that these tips do not claim to be the truth in the last resort. There are certainly other equally useful tips from experienced drivers and driving instructors. That's all for now. See you in the following video.